Hello, my sweet friends. This is Tracy. I am back again this season with some Christmas in July country crafts. Now, my flip-flop Santa, my cheesy Christmas lights, and my upbeat beach music is back again to inspire you and create some things for Christmas in July. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's get started. When I saw this crossover handbag over at Dollar Tree, I fell in love with the red and black buffalo check, and then I found this platter, and so I was like, oh, I can make a door hanger out of that, so that's what I'm going to do. So to start with, I am going to also be using this wooden slatted little decor piece. I think I got this at Dollar General or maybe Family Dollar, and so I need it to stand up just a tad, so I'm going to be using some large tumbling tower blocks to do that. So I give it each a coat of just plaster color chalk paint, and then I'm going to give it a little bit of distressing with some antique wax. So for the little house, for the roof of the house, I'm using 2 giant craft sticks. I get these at Walmart, and I gave those a coat of the antique wax using the baby wipe. Then I do some dry brushing just to break that up a tad. I cut that down to the size that I want for my roof. I stuffed 2 blocks of styrofoam at the bottom of the bag to add as give a little form to my handbag, as well as have something for my platter to stick into. I kind of made the indentation in the platter or into the styrofoam, and then glued all of that using my clamps to help me when I'm doing this. So for the strap of the handbag to secure it to the back of the platter, I use my little finger sanding little tool that is listed in my Amazon shop. I took off a little bit of that like coating of the platter, and then that is what helped me glue it, and I just used my 3-in-1 beacon glue and some hot glue to do that. So then I decided to go ahead and add a little bit of whimsy to it just by adding some black rickrack to the rim of the platter. I should have done this before I put the roof on, but I didn't think about it. And so I just love all of the little whimsical touches. I also stuffed in some of my favorite fine, kind of ivory looking Excelsior, just to add the bit of whimsy that I also like. So then for the like wreath on the door, I was going to use that wood hanger. I made just a small wreath just using some wire, but I decided it kind of blended in too much, so I wanted some greenery. So I just have one of these greenery picks that came from a pack from the Dollar Tree. Then I have this bush little pick. I got that at Hobby Lobby. It has just some different greenery of leaves. It has some berries on it, so I'm just wrapping those together, and then I'm just forming it around. I'm going to glue it to the center of the house just to make it look like there's a little wreath on there, and then attaching that. I also add some black and white buffalo check ribbon. Now this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby. I'm just making just a 2-loop bow. I staple that, and then I also add a pipe cleaner just to secure it in the middle, and then I'll just glue it there to the top of my wreath. To fill my pocket, I have a lot of different options. I have lots of different greenery, but I picked up this glittery pick over at the Dollar Tree. This year, and so I decided to add that, and then also the rest of that greenery with the berries in there. I just stuck it in the styrofoam and just kind of spread it out so that it looks really nice. But these are just so versatile that you can just do so many things with them. Okay, so then for the hanger, what I'm going to do is just kind of wrap it up together. I gathered it together in the middle so that it wouldn't be so long. I did try to staple it, but my stapler wasn't quite long enough, so I added some greenery to that. I glued it with my hot glue and my 3-in-1 beacon glue that holds very, very well. And so I had on the strap, I had got a little white paint on there, so I just cleaned all of that up just with some black paint. For that top bow, I have some of this black with black and white buffalo check ribbon that I got over at Walmart a few years ago, and I love it. I just love all the colors and all this together. So I just make a 2-loop bow, just tie that off with a pipe cleaner. Then I trim that pipe cleaner down and then just add it there to that underneath that greenery, just to tie everything off and make it look really, really nice. Okay, so for the sign for the front of the bag door hanger, I'm using my Cricut, and I'm going to start with one of these wood pile wood pieces. They come in a pack. They are 4 inches by 3.5. And what I did is I went to Cricut Design Space and I found an image that I wanted, pulled out my little joy and just cut it out of black smart vinyl as well as the cream or ivory colored smart vinyl. I offset it a bit so that it would have a shadow. So for that wood piece, I did give it a coat of the antique wax as a stain, and so then just using my transfer tape, I put down the ivory color of the vinyl first, and then I go back over it, offset it just a tad, and add the black. So then that gives me the Merry Christmas look that I want. I just love this so much. Cricut Design Space has just so many different already cute images, and I just searched for the one that I wanted, resized it in Cricut Design Space, cut it out on my Cricut Joy, and just gonna make a cute, adorable sign. So I go around the edges with my vintage photo distress ink just to give it some depth on the sign. Then I give it some glimmering mist. This is something that I found off of Etsy. This is the silver, and so I just gave it a coat of that, and then I did add some black Sharpie marker. I had forgotten about that before I sprayed it, but it was all good. And then I just glued it there to the front of my door hanger, the bottom part of it, and I just love the way that this turned out. I just am just so happy, you know, just by putting a few of Dollar Tree fun projects or fun items together that are meant for other things, we can just make beautiful, cute home decor for this Christmas season. This wooden ornament sign decor piece is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be using 2 pieces of this red plaid. This is from the Winterberry scrapbook pad that I got from Hobby Lobby. And since it was 8.5 by 11, it wasn't quite wide enough, so I needed to glue 2 of these pieces together. So I'm just using some paper glue just to do that matching up those patterns, and then I will trace out the wood piece, cut that out, and then I'm going to be using the Mod Podge heat transfer method. If you're not familiar with it, real quick, I put a layer of Mod Podge on my wood ornament, let that dry, and then I use my Cricut mini press, or an iron would work as well, any kind of heat tool to heat up that glue and then attach the paper to the wood piece. I use a piece of parchment paper as a buffer and then iron that on and make sure that it's all secure. For the middle Merry Christmas sign, I'm using an oval from the Dollar Tree, and then the Merry words are from a pack from Hobby Lobby. They come 4 in a pack, 2 of the Merry and then 2 of the Joy. And so what I did is I gave the oval a coat of plaster chalk paint. Then I used my milk chocolate acrylic brown paint to give it some shading. And how I shade is I dip a flat paintbrush. I dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water. I blend on a paper towel, then I go around the edges just to give it some shading. And then I also will give it a little bit of design on the entire oval just to give it a background. I used primary red paint on the Merry to give it the color that I wanted. For the ornament, I'm also going to be doing some shading around the entire thing just to give it some brown paint. That just adds a little bit of depth and dimension. Once my paint is dried, then I'm going to go ahead and use my fine Sharpie marker just to give it the black doodling that I like on my projects. I do that around the wood ornament as well as the sign. And then what I'll do is I am going to attach the Merry words to my sign, and then I'm going to hand letter Christmas underneath Merry, and I just use that number 2 flat paintbrush in that pack of paintbrushes that I do like. They're listed in my Amazon shop, but a flat paintbrush is what I like to do for my lettering. And also, if you are new to hand lettering, finding a font that you like or just practicing is key, and that's what I always recommend. Anyone who wants to learn how to hand letter is just by practicing, because practice makes perfect. For the dots on the Merry word, I used my stylus that I got from Dollar Tree and just dipping that in white paint just to make the dots that I like. Then I will add a little bit of highlight to the happy dots on the Christmas wording just to bring those, just to bring that Christmas word out a bit. For the top of the ornament, I used a piece of that giant craft stick just to give it some, just kind of finish it off at the top there. Then I will glue the oval plaque with the Merry Christmas on the front of my ornament, just with that 3-in-1 glue as well as hot glue to make sure that I have a good hold for that. Then I'm going to make a swag for the top of my ornament, and I'm just using different greenery. Then for just a rag bow, I have some of this kind of like pine green looking ticking that I got. It was a remnant. I got it in like Hobby Lobby, where they have like remnants, you know, like in the fabric section. And so I was really happy to find that, so I just tore off strips of that, just cut those down, then I added some raffia, tied it all off, and then I just created a sweet little bow for the top of my ornament. These projects are sharing how I took some of those cute mugs that you can get from the Dollar Tree and created little arrangements out of them. They're perfect for someone special for this season, just to say Merry Christmas or just because. All right, guys, this Santa Gnome mug, as I mentioned, is from the Dollar Tree, and I am using it for the base for my flower arrangement. Now, what I did for the to insert the styrofoam, I have this gaps and cracks filler that I got from my local grocery store. I've used this on multiple projects here this season, and I followed the directions on the can, and that is how I filled up my mug. And so what I did then to cover up that is I have some moss, some green moss from Walmart, and just inserted some of that. Now, some of the greenery, I get my greenery anywhere that I can find cute, not expensive greenery, but good quality. And so I get some from Hobby Lobby, of course, Joann's. I got some from Walmart, Dollar Tree, anywhere I can find good quality, fun, whimsical style. I love all the different texture and leaves and just some glittery, some not. Anyway, I just love all the red berries and all of that holly, and it just really makes my heart happy. Anyway, so I just cut pieces of that, stuck it into the styrofoam, and then secured it just like that. Now, for the bow, I've had this ribbon on hand. I either got it from Walmart or either Hobby Lobby. I just made some loops and I secured it with a zip tie, and then I added some flexible wire underneath that zip tie, and then I twisted that. That is what I inserted to the side of the mug into that styrofoam, and then, you know, made my dovetails on my ribbon to finish everything off. And this bow and this mug, this arrangement just is perfect. And it's just, you know, something that you can give to a friend for this season, or just enjoy yourself. And I just put it right there on the side. Then I added some white berries. These I got over at Joann's, and I think that they're perfect. They just really make the Christmas project pop. So I added a sign the same way that I did with the very first project, the Buffalo Check door hanger. I used my Cricut Joy just to create that. The little oval signs are 4.5 inches by 3. And so I just designed the Merry Christmas in my Cricut design space. Then I have just a craft stick that I cut down and then wrapped it with some red and white candy cane looking washi tape. And then I stuck that in there into that arrangement. And I just love the way that it turned out. I have found these small cookie looking ornaments. They look so real. When I was working on this, my son had come in and he's like, "Man, those look real, Mom." And I'm like, "Yes, they really do." Anyway, so I cut down another piece of stick and then glued those to that. I ended up having to use some E6000 as well as hot glue because that 3-in-1 did not hold it very good. So I would suggest using E6000 or a little bit stronger hold if you want to glue those on to, you know, the little cookies on there. So I just inserted a couple of those into the Santa Gnome arrangement, and I think that it was the perfect addition. This snowman mug from the Dollar Tree is so stinking cute. It is perfect for those cold winter days for some hot chocolate or some hot coffee. And I thought it would be perfect to create a little winter arrangement that I could keep all year long. It would be a perfect small gift for someone special, maybe for someone that's in the hospital or for a friend who is hurting. So guys, what I did is I filled it with some of that gaps and cracks filler. It's kind of like styrofoam. I followed the directions on the can. I got this gaps and cracks from my local grocery store in the automotive section. And so I, again, followed the directions on the can to fill up the mug. Now, what I did is I have a variety of greenery, and I just cut pieces of that and just stuck it into the styrofoam, and it just kind of made my arrangement the way that I wanted. I got my greenery from different places: Joann's, Dollar Tree, Walmart, Michael's, just different places that I could get fun, glittery, different kind of greenery and different picks. That is perfect for this snowman mug arrangement. So for the bow, what I have is this 1.5 glittery white wired ribbon. I made a 4-loop bow with that, and then I have this velvet ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I got that in the fall section. They had several colors of those, and so I love this. And so it's not wired. It's not as easy to work with as I thought it would be. I should have pulled out my little bow dabra or something to help, you know, with the dowels, that I could like hold them together. But anyway, it is what it is. So I just made some loops with that, and then I just used a zip tie to zip tie it all together. Then I used some silver flexible wire that I got from Amazon. I slipped that underneath the zip tie, and then that is what I'm going to secure, and then I put it in the styrofoam, and then that holds my bow in there, along with all the greenery and all the embellishments that I have for this beautiful little snowman arrangement. For the sign to add to the snowman mug, I did the same thing using one of those oval signs, little wood signs from Hobby Lobby. I stained it with some antique wax, and then the Let It Snow, I just found an image in Cricut Design Space, cut it out with some silver smart vinyl on my little Cricut Joy, then made the little sign just like that.